What's happening, people? Welcome to Live to Learn. This week we're going to be talking about the fourth best book which I read from last year, Developing the Leader Within You by John C. Maxwell. And thinking, do you have to treat them mean to keep them keen? So I'm sure you've all heard of treating mean, keeping keen before. And some of you may have used it when you was younger as a little child. You know, as a little boy sometimes, and when there was a girl that I liked, you might give her a little punch or do something bad to them to make them know that you're feeling them, that you like them. It really doesn't really make any sense, but often it seems to work. Something which women apply themselves when they play hard to get. It keeps a man around because they want to get to know that woman. Even me, to get my wife, treating her mean was something which I used. I was big 25 years old, and I remember one of the times when I saw her and I thought, hey, she looks nice, I was walking past her and I gave her a little barge as I walked past, and then kind of looked back at her, gave her the look like, For me it worked. Let me know if you need some tips. That's what treating them mean, keeping them keen is. Treating someone bad and then kind of hoping that they like you because of it. Sounds weird, but it seems to work. Where does this apply in leadership? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because of the fourth best book which I read last year, which is Developing the Leader Within You by John C. Maxwell. As usual, you'll find reviews for the book if you click here. So basically, a quick synopsis of the book. This book is great for anybody who's a leader or who is just starting out in leadership. It gives you a good definition of what leadership is, the characteristics of a good leader, and gives you the 5 levels of leadership which I spoke about briefly last week. So today what I'm really speaking about is the importance of care and relationships within leadership. And the reason why I'm speaking about that is because of one great quote which says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So the reason why I'm talking about this is that it seems like this is a forgotten quality in the many leaders of today. One major example of this is the late Steve Jobs. As much as he was a genius and he created many great things such as the iPad, iPhone, iMac, all of those great things, if you speak to the people who worked with him, a lot of them didn't like him. There's every possibility that Steve Jobs could have been a more effective leader if he had been nicer to the people who he worked with. See, whilst he was the head of Apple, as much as their products were good, the reputation which they had was of quite a horrible company. I'm sure there's somebody who's watching this video thinking, I'd rather be a jerk like Steve Jobs and have his money. But end of the day, Steve Jobs is dead. Where's the money?
Like who, what, where, now what, who, where.
In all seriousness, when I die, I want people to talk about how great I was, how much intelligent I was, and how much of a nice person I was as well. So when it comes down to it, what I've learned through my reading is that Steve Jobs wasn't a leader. Whoa! Down. He was a boss. I understand that in 2017 people think that it's good for people to be a boss, but for me personally, I want to be a leader, I don't want to be a boss. So what is the difference between a leader and a boss? For that, I'm going to turn to my second favorite quote from this book. The boss drives his worker, the leader coaches him. The boss depends on authority, the leader on goodwill. The boss inspires fear, the leader inspires enthusiasm. The boss says I, the leader says we. The boss fixes the blame for the breakdown, the leader fixes the breakdown. The boss knows how it is done, the leader shows how. The boss says go, the leader says let's go. If after listening to that quote you still want to be a boss and not a leader, there is definitely something wrong with you. Let's talk about following for a moment. Me personally, I want to follow a leader, I don't want to follow a boss. And I feel like I should be handled like, I'm precious cargo, and I feel like I should be handled with care. Yeah, I sound like a single woman who's been treated wrong a few times, but it's true. If I'm following you and you're my manager or my leader, and I sense that little bit of disrespect coming from your voice, trust me, it's a completely different story. You're gonna find it hard to get me to do anything. See, that's what a boss or a manager is doing. They're depending completely on the authority which they have. Whereas a leader kind of shows care and you want to follow them for that. It's not everyone who can tell me to do things or to do things in certain way. If I don't feel like you care for me, there's not going to be much chance that I'm gonna follow or listen to what you're saying. So, question of the week to my leaders: Are you treating them mean to keep them keen? Or are you showing them that you care? Think about if you were in their position, and remember from last week's video, you don't need a title to be a leader. Would you rather do something for someone where it doesn't feel like they respect you, or would you rather follow someone who shows you that they care and they care about your life and they care about you being better and achieving more? So that's it for this week. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And remember, if you are still breathing, you should still be learning. Peace.